Well, this is not exactly what I expected in a blooming. Usually these are very big, very, very beautiful, and just like fill up your space and capture your imagination. It looks like it's struggling to bloom, but it's one, two, three, four, five of them. And look, six, and seven, eight, nine. Look at these pretty girls too. Anyway, I got a new acquisition. It's beautiful, just delivered. I really, really like it. This is part B of the backyard. This is this was formerly the leaf pile. One of the leaf piles. I had like five of them, six of them, and I used to rake them up just to keep me physically exerted and stuff like that. And and I didn't put them in bags because if I was fine with them moving around and me recollecting them because I needed to do physical activity, but I definitely didn't want them carted away in bags because I wanted the nutrients to be recomposted back into the soil. And so this is grass. Hopefully, will be coming back. I'm not gonna buy no seeds. Maybe I will. I don't know. This is one of the remaining piles. This is the remaining pile that needs to be moved and consolidated with that big pile over there. And just so you guys see, there it is. And let me take a picture of this. Look at Lola, the hot body. No, no, that's not Lola. That's Cindy, the Scion. And I buried these with the trench thing, but the flowers still came through. The ones that I buried over there that I actually brought, and they only bloomed for like 2 years. Those are not coming through. It doesn't seem like. I have to cover this with something, man, because I don't want dirt or leaves getting. Oh no, look! I called. I called to complain about the back property. Look at all this compost here. Look at all this. It's more. And so the reason why I called to report this is like this stuff is gonna take over here and here. It's called wisteria, and look how those vines are. Just so you can get an idea how bad this gets. Those vines get like that. I cut it down. I cut this whole back, and I can't do it. It's gonna grow back very fast. That tree is gonna be covered again. This tree is gonna be covered again, and this whole fence line is like it's just like too much to work with. Like look at this, day by day. This is the other day this wasn't like this. So within 7 days, this stuff really is aggressive. The back neighbors over there, they cleared so much of this fence up because it was really pandemonium over here. And what they didn't cut off, or what's growing back already, is there. And so it'll be like as if they never did nothing. So that's come. I called to complain about the back neighbors not taking care of this, and they have to. Look at this. This stuff is. So this is part B of my backyard. This was another leaf pile. This was, it was huge. It had about like 300 pounds of compost dirt on the bottom, and I didn't put it in there as dirt. It was just leaves and vegetation from banana peels and stuff like that. And so that was a good amount of compost. I was like so happy and delighted. The pile was bigger than this area here because it went as far as like over here and stuff like that, and further back there. And then I had a pile over here that was from here to here. And then I had another pile back here that covered this area. What have you. And so I'm very glad to have ground visible. What I'm doing now is I'm pulling up these acorn seeds before they fully sprout oak trees. So these are all acorn seeds that are going to try to struggle to grow to be a tree. And so I better get rid of them. I think I was better off not making piles of leaves because the squirrels would eat all the acorn seeds and I wouldn't have the risk of so many trees growing in the following spring. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Okay. Look at this beautiful tree. This is a mimosa, and I look forward to this thing growing. Look at this. It's making so much progress. This comes back year after year. I tried to abort this when I first bought this house. I tried to transplant it to my other house, and the reason I have an attachment and wanted to move it and transport it to the other house was because when I was a child, I lived on a street called Wheeler Avenue in Brentwood, New York, and it had a mimosa tree. And so I wanted this in the backyard. And you can see the green life. And then even further up there, the same thing. Okay, so now let's go into the house and let's look at the latest acquisition. I gotta go to the other property and try to clear up the backyard. What's up, Lola? Oh, look. I just had this wash yesterday, and I know it's doing this. Carpenter bees under the carport. And we're gonna find them right now. There it is right there. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? It's a young creature there. We'll try to log this little guy in there. Holy shit, that shit is warm. Where did that rock go? I need another rock. Trap him in there. There you go. Trap him in there. I trapped the carpenter bee with paper and they just, just chew right through it. Voila. Voila. So this is it. It looks shinier in the pictures than it does in person, but it's wood. It's actual timber wood, so it's not how do I say, it's not compressed fiberboard and what have you and stuff like that. It's actual planks. Over here it's cracked. Unfortunately, that's bad. It would have been better if this whole thing was just like every piece of timber was still intact. What is that noise? Oh, And so, but it has a leather strap that goes totally intact here, down to here. I wonder if this goes all the way on the bottom, and then this one is here, but it broke here. And it has these, and these have been beaten up. I wish they weren't that beaten up. So if you're gonna purchase one, you're gonna want one where none of the timber is broken. And then you're gonna want one where the straps are still intact. This is here, but it's broken on this point. And then you're gonna want one where these corners are in great condition. This is wonderful. The strap is still there. And this one here too. And it has these around here. So it could get beaten up and it could hold its shape. Now the problem here, another problem here is this, it's broken here. It's cracked here. But this is my first authentic actual size one. I have the two miniature ones that are more ornate, but and this looks a lot stronger than it actually. It looks a lot stronger in pictures than it actually seems to be in person. Let me open this, but these are functioning, which is great. Now I don't have the key here. Wish I did. I'm not even sure if that's just theatrical or this is how it works. I don't see how it could work. Okay, so anyway. Now there's ones that you get with the accessories. It'll have a thing that goes over this, and so you can have a layer of things, you know, what have you. So it's broken in these areas there. But so far, I'm happy with it. But this shows how flimsy. I want something that I could transport 80 kilos of gold in. And there's a problem with the brake right there. You can see the light. That's a significant problem, but they don't really make these things anymore, so you got to get them as you can.